Avenue versus Buddy Christ. Millennium Avenue with two bands already. We have two bands from both teams. We have the OD and the Enchantress band here on Millennium's side, while we have the Invoker and Death Prophet bands from Buddy Christ. These are two very good teams. I've seen both of these teams play before, and I expect a very entertaining game here.
Alright, well, we've got support's been picked up first.
Yeah.
Before this, we're seeing an IO play, always one of my favorites.
Yep. So we have an IO, and we have a tiny pick coming, and Witch Doctor coming from Buddy Christ. Looks like Millennium Avenue could have went for that tiny pick, but it looks like it's been stolen from Buddy Christ there. So looks like they need to rethink which kind of carry they want to carry with them to duel with IO here on Millennium's team. So.
Well, look at it so far. I'm guessing, judging by the bands, they're going to go for Tiny for the initiator.
Yeah, and
now is this who are they going to have to counter it?
Exactly. So Millennium Avenue and Buddy Christ, like I said, had good players on both teams. We have the Devil Vaginal Magic here, which is his team name is really Kira. He plays mostly as a support and sometimes as a carry. He mixes it every now and then. Archie plays as a support, and they have the 7-Up plays mid. But I'm not so sure about both of the rest of the players here. We have Dream Paragon and Victory, or VTY, on Millennium Avenue. So we have a Gyrocopter here. So
always one of my favorite picks in the team play. The amount of initiation he can create, the amount of gangs he can support.
Yeah, it's a very interesting and very good pick indeed, and it's gonna be. He's a fun hero to watch, especially once he gets to farm and etc. Just him plowing down through heroes. It's gonna be a very interesting game indeed. So we're waiting for the bands now coming from Millennium Ave and Buddy Christ. So we have the Oracle band.
That one's surprising. In the current meta, Oracle has really been buffed, but even then, against this kind of lineup, I'm surprised they actually banned him.
Yeah.
Let's see how it plays out.
Now we're waiting for Buddy Christ's third band. So far, I've been liking the picks here. There's not really been strange bands or picks from either sides of the table here, but hopefully we can see some interesting picks ahead. We have a Bane band, which could do pretty good damage against the Tiny, especially if he wants to take away his damage. And of course, let's not forget about his ultimate, which could change the team fights on their favor and stop the Witch Doctor from using his ultimate. So
yeah, just gonna add that in. Bane's will.
Yeah, he's a very good disabler, and he does have a very good nuke indeed in the early stages of the game if you wanted to do anything. And so we have two entertaining ultimates coming from the Gyrocopter and the Witch Doctor. So hopefully we can see which team is able to take advantage of their picks first. We have a Spectre band from the Millennium Avenue, and then we're waiting for Buddy Christ's fourth band finally.
Yeah, so far some really cool bands on both sides. Now as to see who they're going to pick.
And we're still waiting for more supports coming from Buddy Christ and Millennium's side here. Millennium do need some sort of a disabler, as we saw in the earlier game. When you don't have a disabler on your team, you're at a disadvantage, especially when it comes to ganking or lane control.
Our Nature Prophet, that one's really common to see. His pushing ability at the moment is so strong.
Yeah, and it would be very annoying to basically to track back because of Nature's Prophet. For example, if he's pushing a tier 3 tower and while you're pushing in mid, and you'd have to carry some TPs with you. Even though TPs are pretty much a part of the game. They brought down the price down just so you could buy them now. It's pretty you can't really forget about the TPs anymore. There's no excuse for that. But just to stop your pushing power just because of the Nature's Prophet, who could get a set of racks or possibly two if he's farmed enough. Very annoying, and he's a very good ganker in the early stages of the game, especially with Sprout and his teleportation. So
now the question is where they're gonna go now. I'm looking at either an Ember. I'm feeling an Ember. I'm feeling a Husker pick now. Something now for the hard damage.
Yeah. They need something to pair up with the Tiny here to do some mess. So Slardar.
I like that pick.
Yeah. Very good pick indeed. Could crush IO in seconds if he gets a very good stun on and an ultimate as well. I mean, because IO can get tanky if he gets farmed up and he gets a mechanism Beastmaster on from Millennium Avenue. So looks like Beastmaster are going to be. I mean, it's very good to control pretty much the map here with his birds, yeah, with his hawks, and you can basically just control the rest of the map, know where each team is pushing. Especially, it's going to be very annoying for Buddy Christ to try to take them down. But so how do you think Slardar is going to be played as a number 4?
I reckon he's going to be on the offlane, either offlane or mid at the moment.
I mean, I've seen Slardar being played as a support as well. Pick up a blink and a force staff, and he can do all right.
I guess it all depends now on where they want to go. I mean, with this option, Millennium, they're looking like they're going for a hard push type of build, while Buddy Christ, they're going for the team fights. I think they're going for the late game idea. But it's all going to depend now on these last 2 picks from either side.
I mean, they can just stack their stuns and do good amounts of damage there with the Witch Doctor, the Tiny, and the Slardar. So it's going to be interesting to see how Millennium Avenue react to that. But of course, we cannot forget that the Beastmaster is a pretty good pick, and especially if Tiny does pick up a BKB, he becomes stunned regardless, and it's just hectic from there. And you can follow up with the gyrocopter damage. So
now, what do you reckon is going to be the last 2 bans?
I mean,
we've still got quite a few heroes up in here. We got Queen of Pain still lurking around. She could be very powerful for Buddy Christ at this point.
I'm still not sure what's. Oh, so it looks like, yep. So we have a Dazzle pickup on Buddy Christ here.
I like that.
So it looks like it's going to be a Slardar mid or an off lane. Not going to be played as a number 4 support along with the Witch Doctor. So I guess it's a good pick. I mean, very defensive pick just in case the Beastmaster does come up with an initiation followed up by the Gyrocopter. If he just graves Tiny and Tiny can do some amounts of damage while the heal is going on, it could be a very good counter initiation to Millennium Avenue's tactics there. So we're still waiting for the 4th pick right now on Millennium Avenue before we go ahead on the bans. I mean, they still need another support hero and possibly a mid. Kunkka.
This is one we don't normally see, but I guess now it's now going to get a little bit of entertainment.
Yep, he's most probably going to be playing mid here. Or, yeah, most likely mid, as a Gyrocopter can pretty much farm on the safe lane. So we're still waiting for the bans here. I mean, Millennium Avenue do need another carry, unless it's a Kunkka carry as well. But I mean, that's pretty far-fetched, I think. But looks like it's going to be a Tusk ban from Buddy Christ. Very good pair with an IO as well. Does have that good amounts of ganking presence along with the IO.
So smart ban.
Yep, smart ban from Buddy Christ indeed. And now we're just waiting for the final pick on Millennium Avenue, and then final bans from Millennium Avenue, and then picks from both teams, and hopefully we can get this game underway. And it's going to be an interesting game and an entertaining game indeed. I know both of these teams, and both these teams are very entertaining when it comes to their playing style, and are very in-your-face sort of ganking styles as well.
One thing I am a little against his Kunkka pick. I mean, his ulti makes that sound which you can hear from a mile away. You know the ulti's coming.
Yeah.
Gives you the opportunity to jump out.
So we have a Sven ban coming from Millennium. I guess they just don't want any more strength carries being picked up by Buddy Christ. As you see, have Tiny, Slardar, and a Sven would have been pretty annoying to play against. We have a Razor pickup here on Buddy Christ, so it looks like we have a very good mid against the Kunkka if Kunkka does decide to go mid. But I mean, with that pickup, Millennium could change their tactics around here and make Kunkka as a number 4 player or support. So we're still waiting for their 5th pick, the final pick, and hopefully we can get underway soon enough.
Actually, wouldn't be surprised if we saw Solado in the mid. Razor could do the offlane with Witch Doctor running around in the jungle, supporting both the mid and the offlane. That's what I'm assuming is going to be their play. I
mean, maybe they could go for Buddy Christ could go for an aggressive offlane against the gyrocopter, but I think the gyrocopter could do pretty well, especially since he does have flat cannon and rocket barrage to ward off Razor, Dazzle, and Witch Doctor's harassment if it was available in lane. Yeah. So we're still waiting for Millennium's final pick. Looks like, I mean, like I said again, looks like, I mean, they could go for a 5th support. And it looks like Kunkka's going to be a support. Yep, Kunkka support, unless it's Beastmaster. I have no idea how they're going to roll like this. So 7-Up does pick up the Kunkka. He does usually play mid. So it looks like Beastmaster is going to be playing support along with the IO. And we have Victory on the Gyrocopter and Kunkka playing, and Juggernaut playing, sorry, Kira playing Juggernaut. We're just waiting for both sets of players to pick their heroes, and we can get this show on the road.
I like these two teams. I mean, on Millennium, their Beastmaster is the one I'm most looking to see, because unless he gets his stun off, it's going to be very difficult for Kunkka to land his ulti along with Gyrocopter. But with those three together, if they can sync up really nicely, I reckon we're going to see some really strong team fights. While on the other side, all around, they got Slardo who can initiate, they got Tiny who can initiate, they got Razor that can come in after, behind. We've got two very strong supports on either side.
So do you want to introduce the Radiant side? While I don't know how you're going to pronounce this name, but good luck.
Well, I believe I'll call him I Love Gyms.
Alright, he's playing the Tiny, yep.
He's playing the Tiny, then we got Witch Doctor playing by Twinkies.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got Razor on another one. Then we got Witch Doctor on Cushy.
No, it's Cushy playing Slarda.
Sorry, Slaughter, sorry.
And Anil playing Dazzle.
Dazzle playing
yeah. So on the Dire side we have Paragon or Dream Paragon playing Beastmaster, 7-Up playing Kunkka, Archie playing the support IO, Victory playing the Gyrocopter, and which seems, I guess, the off lane. I don't know. It looks like it's going to be an aggressive tri lane here, and finally we have Devil Vagina Magic or Kira playing the Juggernaut. So it looks like it's going to be a solo safe lane here on the Jug. Well, we have an aggressive tri-lane of Victory, Archery, and Dream Paragon, which could do pretty well against the Tiny, the Dazzle, and the Witch Doctor. It's going to be an interesting matchup indeed. So, the game has gone underway finally. As usual during an Arab tournament, you have pauses at the beginning of the game, so there's nothing new there. So we have some movement here towards both ruins from both the Tiny, well, the trifecta of Tiny, Witch Doctor, and finally the Razor, while you have solo Paragon, Beastmaster.
Well, it looks like I think either side is both going to get the ruins uncontested. They're both going on opposite sides. So
so it looks like it could be Kushi off lane here on the Slardar against the Juggernaut if he is being played solo, but I guess not. Yep. So Dream Paragon just places that ward down along with the Hawk to get that maximum vision. But looks like he's not going to be ganked, so he should be fine. No first bloods before the horn this time around, or double kills. And the horn is sounded, and Razor does get that.
Yeah, very quiet, just uncontested on both phones.
Yep. So we're gonna find out how these teams are lining up right now in their respective lanes. It looks like we could see a 2-on-2 here coming from Buddy Christ, with Dazzle rotating towards the top unless he does plan on placing a ward. So Slardar here on the top lane against this Kunkka and Juggernaut, so it's going to be a support Kunkka here on 7-0, who usually does play in mid. Anil's rotating towards the top lane. It looks like we have a dual lane in the mid here with the Gyro and the IO, which is that's a smart idea in my opinion. They're just going to zone this Razor out, who does get a last hit here. Top lane, the Vagina Magic is sort of on a 2-on-1 situation since his support is stacking and pulling, which is 7-Up. It's gonna be interesting, really. I mean, what do you think about this the outcome of the game? How do you think the laning strats for both teams are going so far? I mean, do you think that it's a smart idea from BC to go 2-1-2. It's a smart idea for Millennium to go with a gyro mid here. I mean,
Yeah, I mean the mid lane you can't let that Razor get that early farm, and he's very aggressive in the early game. So I like the idea of trying to silence him out, trying to keep him quiet. As for on top, since we're even so far, I mean, Slaughter's just getting a nice little farm at the moment. He's not really getting contested too much.
yep.
So I'm sure we'll see an early gank on him soon enough. Tiny, he's not really being contested at all at the moment.
Yeah, I mean,
And you expect more from Beast Marshal with his bear to at least use it to at least do a little damage to him.
I mean,
keep him on his toes.
I guess Witch Doctor was providing some sorts of annoyance there, so there's nothing much you could really do. But both teams playing pretty safe there. No aggressive movements from either side, so it might be a while before we see a first blood in this game here. Another one taking some harass. Looks like a top lane. Kushi could be in trouble. Now Anil could be in trouble. He does have no grave. A first blood. First blood does go towards the IO. Good rotation in from Archie. Does pick up that rune, that regen rune, and then move up to Devil Vagina Magic and get that kill. Or should I say Kira. Kushi does get away, but first blood still occurred, and there's nothing they could do about it. In the meantime, it looks like Dream Paragon could be in trouble here. Will he fall? It looks like he'll be able to make it out alive.
Like
no, he does fall.
Oh wow.
Yep.
Yeah, the poison got him by Witch Doctor. Smart play by him.
Yep. So 1-for-1 kill there. I mean, I guess it's a fair trade, you could say. But however, first blood did go towards the IO. But if you think about it, support has fallen compared to an offlaner. So, I mean, I guess they came out even in the end, you could say. Razor doing all right here in this mid lane against this gyrocopter. We have a pause coming from Victory here. Anyways, we're playing on device server now, so I mean there could be some technical issues here since the servers are kind of spontaneous. So. Very minor differences. We're still at 3 minutes, and yeah. So I mean, let's talk about the lanes right now. As you can see, that the Tiny's doing pretty well. I mean, he's doing pretty well. I mean, so is the Juggernaut. Both safe lanes are pretty much in control. The mid is pretty much even with 10 last hits in each department. The only problem is with the offlaners. Looks like Slaughter did make it out alive on that one gank coming from the IO, which came from the mid lane, and did get that kill on the Dazzle. But the Beastmaster has no last hits at all, and it looks like he's not really doing the best job with the boar, microing and getting some last hits. Yeah, it's not really working out for him, and you could see he died as well. So he doesn't really have the best of lanes at the moment. Pretty much all the levels are pretty much even though Razor, since he wasn't really sharing a lane with the IO, he is on top. He is on level 4, and he could be quite soon going to level 5. Yes, he has. In the meantime, Gyro is going to be leveling up to level 4 very soon, so Razor is going to have that level advantage, which could prove costly in the early stages of the game, especially when it comes to ganking, etc. I mean, I don't know how we're going to see it. It's going to be interesting to see how. I mean, what items would you build right now if you were a Juggernaut? Actually, in this.
Looking at BC on the Radiant side, they've got a lot of magic damage coming in. So my personal first line would be a BKB. Get out of a number quickly. At least then in team fights you won't be dropping as easy. Then follow up, go for a little bit of crit, maybe a Skull Bash I'd like to see. And then just start from there. Maybe a Battle Fury and Juggernaut's not exactly unorthodox.
I mean,
it is very
I
strong.
think the Juggernaut could do without a BKB actually. I mean, maybe if he, I mean, he could just spin out of trouble if he needed it. And if you think about it, the Witch Doctor could just pop his ult, and that's just pure damage right there, and he can't really do much about it. Tiny can do good right click damage as well. I don't know, maybe a Scepter, Desolator. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. A Desolator would work well with a Gyrocopter. You know, bring that armor down so a Gyrocopter could possibly finish the job after the Juggernaut ultimate. Tiny, Blink Scepter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that first. Blink Scepter easy.
Yeah.
Maybe a Drums in there somewhere.
Yeah.
With extra speed.
Yeah, it depends on how. I mean, yeah, I think Drums would need a little bit of tankiness there. Anyways,
look into it.
Yep, we're back into the game now, and mid lane, Razor is being harassed a little bit, but he's doing pretty okay. And
Keeping it passive at the moment, not giving him too much to go on.
yeah,
Pretty spot.
Archie doing well harassing. He only does have a bottle. Looks like we have Twinkie trying to rotate towards the mid lane, but he does get caught out by this range creep. In the meantime, we have 7up, who is looking forward for a gank here on the mid lane, but Razor is going for this rune control here in the bottom lane. In the meantime, we finally have 2 last hits coming in from Gene Paragon on this solo Beastmaster. And so invisibility picked up on the Razor, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he utilizes that if he does want to possibly get a gank on the top lane, since to return the favor of the kill earlier. It looks like Archie could be in big trouble. Kushi does use that stun, but Archie does get away safely with the Kunkka being up on the cliff. He links up. It looks like another one is chasing down Victory. In the meantime, Beastmaster does fall in the bottom lane, which has been a recurring story here. And Tread's picked up on I Love JMS. Another one. Not far behind the Gyrocopter when it comes to last hits, but still behind regardless, which is going to be predicted, as he is up against the dual lane and IO doing the very good harass. In the meantime, Kushi here in this top lane is doing better than the Beastmaster, but not that great, of course. And it would have been very helpful if he did get that stun on kill on IO, but he was able to get away safely with a good static link. In the meantime, another one could be in trouble here in the bottom lane. Twinkie does use his casket, which could catch Victory out here, but
Witch Doctor with the save.
Witch Doctor with the save, and of course Archie could fall here, but I think he could get away. He does not. Victory does have that poison on him, but he's still going to be alive here. IO has been killed. Tiny getting that free farm with 32 last hits here in this bottom lane. Juggernaut not contested either against the Slardar, but Slardar does have good amounts of last hits compared to the Beastmaster, of course. So Phase Boost picked up on Victory. It was very important he didn't die though. That would have held him back quite a bit. Archie did fall, which isn't really the greatest thing to do, but I mean, of course, it's better than having a carry fall. So another one had his invis popped up, but then he just decided to use his bottle and pick up that regeneration instead. Dream Paragon here finally getting some last hits with 14 last hits. He does have his 2 boars now, and they're going to be pretty much a nuisance here on this Tiny. Witch Doctor is just going to stay here stacking in the jungle, waiting for any rotations coming in from Kunkka. And it's been an pretty even game so far. If we look at the XP graphs, I mean, only 500 gold difference, 500 and gold and experience difference, so not much really. It's a favorable game for both teams, and the lineups don't really suggest any. I mean, which lineup do you like more?
I mean, right now I have to side with the Radiants. I mean, I just see so much more in the team fight from them. I mean,
yeah, I mean, in the early stages of the game, looks like they're doing well.
Razor
has fell in the mid lane.
I said that.
Twinkie fell. Yep. Victory here and Archie.
And I'm questioning, are they actually going to go back in on this? They
They're
can
gonna
go
get
on,
yeah, they can kill Twinkie if they want to.
And they are going to go in on this.
Oh, is Archie gonna fall? Archie does fall as a constellation. Victory is gonna make it away. No TP is coming in from another support. In the meantime, It looks like Devil Magic has fallen. It looks like there's a chase here on 7-up. Dazzle did fall in the top lane. Kushi does have a stun if he wants to use it. He decides not to as the creep wave just arrived. He does pick up treads instead. And
I don't know. They haven't had anyone TP on top here. He could still take this fight if he knew.
yep.
Let's see how it goes.
But so some action, some early on. I mean, not really early on. Around 5 minutes of the game, after a very quiet start to this game. Both teams ganking one another, trying to get kills, trying to even it out. Witch Doctor leading the kills. Like, as you can see, Mill gained that Millenium with that experience gain, and pretty much very even goal difference. In the meantime, this top lane could be in trouble. Archie with the loop around, who could link into Anil, barely making it out alive. A TP coming in, but he's going to get blocked off. But Twinkie is going to be there to TP, and it looks like he could be in trouble here. Bad call from him. Kushi could fall as well. Stun coming in. Another one coming in with Razor. He could possibly turn this around. That static link didn't work out at all. 7-up could be in trouble, but he's gonna make it out. He's gonna make it out alive. And Archie does get a kill on Slarda with a link up against on the Juggernaut. Juggernaut making it out away in trouble, but Archie does fall. It looks like Juggernaut is gonna spin to win, but is he able to do much? No, he just needed one more last click, and the Juggernaut could have fallen, but the Gyrocopter does come in right in time, and both the Kunkka and the Juggernaut make it out of this fight safely. As you can see, the goal exchange here. I mean, the XP change was a major difference in that fight. As you can see now, the graph's going to dip around 2K for Millenium, which is pretty minor. I mean, it's not really minor, but it's a start for Millenium.
I see Tiny already on 2.1k. Surely he's building up for that blink dagger. Then we're going to see him going for the initiation.
Yeah, Tiny looking forward for that blink dagger right now. He just needs another 100 gold and he'll have it. Yeah.
Beastmaster, he can if someone else comes and helps him, he could stop him.
Yeah, they could get a kill, especially with Beastmaster at level 8 right now. It looks like we do have a TP coming in from Kunkka here towards the bottom lane, and you have a rotation coming from IO as well here in the bottom. He's been very aggressive indeed. He's been very aggressive this game, and he has been providing kills in the top and the bottom lane. Ultimate coming in from Paragon, follow up by a link up here on the IO, but there's going to be a counter initiation coming from Paragon, and as well as a Witch Doctor is going to be able to make it away safely, but the Razor does come in, does get a kill. Archie is going to be chased down here by the Razor with the static link up, but is going to link away onto the 7-up. Another one is in big trouble. Shadow Grave is available if he is able to use it. He does grave another one. Another one can still make it out alive or possibly do as much damage before he does fall, and Victory does get a kill off against Lee. Smoke Q is up on Anil for him to try to escape, but Anil does get caught up by the fabulous torrent coming from 7-up, and Victory does finish him off finally. What a good play coming in from BC on this bottom lane to get those kills. Archie almost fell, but he did very good to stay alive there. And no TP is coming in from Slardar, which from Slardar, or I mean Slardar. I mean, if he made it there, I think he would have changed the fight with the stun. But he just decided to stay in farm for his blink dagger, possibly.
Maybe it was just a bit of miscommunication.
Yes, Tiny comes in on Paragon, but there's nothing much he could really do. Twinkie is at level 6. He has his ulti already been used. The bounce is nothing much really done there. Another one does teleport here towards the bottom lane. Looks like they're gonna fall back possibly on this one. They can't really do much. And looks like we have a 5-man teleport here. Looks like Kushi's gonna teleport away. Nothing they could do. No torrent coming in. And Stardar. It's pretty late for this teleportation. Victory here. Gonna make it away safely. Hawk coming in to scout out the area. And it looks like they're going to be pushing towards this tier 1 bottom tower. In the meantime, Juggernaut has all the time in the world to go for that Battle Fury. It looks like he's going to be going for right now. As we can look at the graphs right now, Millenium taking advantage of everything right now, and Better Christ have to start pushing now. Twinkie could be caught out here with the Boar and the Hawk, and Beastmaster just right behind him with his ultimate ready to use it. The Boar being very annoying with that slow, but there's nothing much he could really do. He does fall, but he does spawn another one. Dream Paragon doing pretty well right now, even though earlier in the game he did die twice. But yeah, nothing much he could really do now. Top lane has been taken down by the Juggernaut. Did he get that last hit? Yes, he did. So that's very good for him. And it looks like he'll be getting that butterfly ever so soon. And we have some teleports coming in from 7-Up and as well from the Juggernaut with his ultimate up and ready. And it looks like we're going to have some Necro books here coming in from the Beastmaster to help with the pushing. In the meantime, middle lane, Razor. Middle lane has not fallen either, so that's pretty. I mean, that's a sigh of relief for BC. Tiny still leading in last hits. Did he get his Blink Dagger before he died? Yes, he did. He does have a Blink Dagger. So hopefully we'll see some better initiations and possibly a toss and a Witch Doctor ultimate. Looks like there is some movement here coming from Kunkka with X march the spot right on Twinkie. Twinkie is going to get torrented. Victory going to come in to finish. It looks like Victory followed by that Cushy could be in big trouble. Failed ultimate here. Juggernaut does come in for the finish and he is going to melt. He does melt indeed. I Love JMS is going to be chased down by 5 heroes here. Is there a torrent that could possibly catch him out? No, there isn't right now. He's way too far away. However, a rocket is going to come in and he's going to stun him, but it's going to be too late. They're going to take this tier 1 tower here. Very good movement from Millenium yet again. And as you can see, BC got caught out there. They couldn't really do much. And they should have, they teleported in at the wrong time. And he teleported in and then died, very quickly by the Juggernaut. So, very good movement here coming from Millenium. The IO doing pretty damn well, especially IO. He's really impressed me so far. Dazzle not so well. I mean, maybe
that was having a very quiet game so far, but maybe now with the smoke of the sea, maybe now they can try and turn around.
Looks like Tiny could be in trouble, but it's only Kunkka here with a torrent and a boat coming in.
There's land the ulti.
Can't really do much here. It looks like Victory is gonna pop up with an ultimate. And he is going to be caught out yet again. Yeah, he does use the grave on him. Kushi comes in to try to kill Victory, but the IO is doing so well on keeping him alive. He does fall, however, eventually by the LF GMS coming with that ulti. But that's not worth it as a team wipe has just occurred right now. And looks like, looks like it's going to be another tower falling here. Tier 1, Tier 2 bottom tower and this bottom lane going to fall. And Kira doing pretty well. He's going to pick up his Battle Fury so soon. He's going to do very good amounts of pushing here. With 7-Up doing pretty well with his torrent and boats right on to Tiny. So IO being very annoying right now, and
so far he's my man of the match so far. Every single gang that he's been involved in so far. I'm really impressed with his play.
Yeah, he's kept. He tried to keep Gyrocopter as alive as he could, but eventually that Blink Tiny came in and killed him. But I mean, I guess that was really worth it for Tiny because in the end he does fall. Let's take a look at the XP graphs right now. It's dipping below 5k towards Millenium, and so is the goal around 8k. So I mean, if you're Buddy Christ right now, what would you do? I mean,
the only thing I would do now is play a little bit passive, maybe regroup a little. I mean, personally, in the last 2 team fights,
looks like Archie could fall here, but he does link away to Victory yet again. Victory does pull up with him. Kushi with no Blink Dagger. If only he did have a blink, he would have initiated, possibly getting a double kill over a torrent coming in with the boat. Kushi does get hit. Vagina Magic.
He will survive. He is such a tanky hero. You can take all down and still walk away with half health.
The invisibility here on Dream Paragon. Oh, another one does get his ult for Twinkie. Does use a casket. Victory trying to fall. Dazzle with the ultimate to take 2 out, followed by Razor in the mid lane. I mean, they're just snowballing out of control right now.
Another one's not having a fun time at the moment. Every time he tries to get out some farm, he keeps getting the ganking.
Yeah, and Tiny.
I just wonder what they can do now to try and turn this around.
I mean, Tiny did do good amounts of last hits on the bottom lane, but he only has a Blink Dagger. He doesn't really have the damage that Millenium have right now on their output. I mean, the output right now, you have the Juggernaut here with his Battle Fury, and you have of course the ever so ending Gyrocopter who does that damage, especially with the Saint Yasha. Looks like they're going for Rashan here before they push for tier 2 towers, but there's no map control coming in from before Christ at all. I mean, Buddy Christ at all, and looks like it's going to be an easy Roche with no contesting at all. Beastmaster does pick up a level 2 Necronomicon, and yep, I'll have GMS with that Blink Dagger not doing much damage at all, and Anil died quite a bit so far. I mean, as you can see, look, I mean, other than the farm that the Gyrocopter had in the mid lane, he's doing very well in the kills department with 11 kills. But you could look, I mean, look at the IO with 14 assists. He's doing pretty well so far in this game. 3-3-14. That's a very, very, very good IO. Looks like we have a team fight here in the top lane. Another one is gonna fall. Ward does come up from Twinkie, but he's gonna fall by the right clicks of Victory. And another very great movement here. I mean, they have this global presence going on. I mean, Millenium doing pretty damn well. In the meantime, Anil does find the ward, and he's going to try to teleport out of here, which he does, which was a very risky move, but I guess they needed a division.
Do they push this tower?
Yeah,
I mean, they have the firepower.
Yep, that's what's gonna happen right now. They have 2 heroes down, both the Witch Doctor and the Razor. No ultimate up on the Witch Doctor, even if he does buy back, so there's no point for him anyway. Victory does have the Aegis of Immortal, so they're gonna looks like they could possibly have the firepower to push for the top tier 3. It looks like they're gonna go for tier 2 bottom in
Tiny's a little far, and he may get caught out here.
Yep, looks like he won't be able to blink either.
No.
2 seconds on that blink. Victory is chasing him, but he does blink away safely. In the meantime, we do have 7up who could be in trouble here, but he is pretty tanky considered he is a number 4 support. He does torrent another one who is going to fall yet again by a Victory ultimate and he does fall. It looks like they're going to go dive deep right into to kill a seal. And he is sorry. Is Cushy in trouble? No, he's not. He's going to back away. But Victory could be in trouble here, but he does have the Aegis, so he's not worried at all. There could be a follow-up here from Kunkka. He does have a torrent to keep him alive if needed. So let's take a look at the net worth right now. As you can see, the Gyrocopter is just going out of control at around 12k. Juggernaut, followed up by the Juggernaut with 9k, and the Beastmaster leading as well. So things are not going so well for Buddy Christ at all. Looks like they're gonna be.
This Netgraph does actually paint a picture. I mean, you got Ayo and Kunkka both higher than the Razor. That pretty much sums up the Razor's game so far.
Yeah, even though in the beginning it looked like Razor was doing alright. Looks like we have a blink here onto Victory. Victory could be in trouble. Archie does keep him alive, however. Victory is gonna do some massive amounts of damage to 3 heroes here, but a ward coming from Witch Doctor does not really do much either. Another one could be in trouble. He is gonna fall. Triple kill so far. Cushy is gonna fall. Yes, he is, without a doubt. It looks like Archie's gonna be kept alive here by his own mechanism. Another one trying to chase him down. Victory trying to get some kills on him. Kunkka doesn't really do that much right click damage. However, Archie does come back to the picture and finally finishes him off, and that's another team wipe for Millenium, and they're doing pretty damn well here. And I don't think there's any way back for Buddy Christ at all. Are they going to be able to push this top lane? Yeah, they will be, with Io coming back after a while. Victory. Looks like Devil Vagina Magic does come in with the Blink Dagger. He's going to chase Anil down. Anil does use Shadow Grave. They're just going to back up, and I think they're just going to take this tower. You can use his healing ward if you wanted to. Yep, here it is. And Cushy. I love GMS in the background with his Blink Dagger. Victory does catch him out. It looks like an ulti could come through here from Juggernaut. He does use an ulti, does catch out.
Does catch out 2 people.
Yeah, he does kill 2 people. He did get a hit or 2 on Tiny, but Tiny's too tanky for that. In the meantime, it looks like we might have a reinitiation here, but they're just too scared. A bull coming in, and Anil is going to get caught out. Yes, he does, and he does fall. There's nothing that BC can do right now. I mean, they're just getting annihilated.
I do have to ask, at this point in time, I have to wonder, what is the play now for BC to come back from this?
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
There's no way. I mean, 7 up.
GG's not coming out.
I mean, I must say that supports Archie and 7up did really well this time for Millenium. They did really well. I mean, the X marks the spots, the torrents, the ships. They've been spot on this whole game, and it was very well played with them by Millenium. Buddy Christ did do well in the beginning. I mean, they played very safe. They didn't really get caught out or any of that, but they just got outdone by the skill that Millennium have in their roster right now. What do you think about the game?
Honestly, I gotta give a shout. I mean, IO man match for me. Every single team fight, he was in there. He was in their face constantly.
Yeah.
And Conker as well. I questioned Conker at the start of the game as a pick. I didn't actually agree with it, but after seeing that plays, all his ult is more or less perfect. I think there's only one he missed.
Yeah.
But all of his turns, everything, he's had a solid game as well. I've really been impressed by him.
I feel like Dazzle could have done better. I mean, he got caught out a lot, and most of the shallow graves he used on himself. He was a little bit too aggressive, I guess, or he just, I mean, there was nothing he could really do, so.
Tiny as well. He had a really solid lane at the start, and then you see there, I guess in the top lane, when he should have helped out in a couple of the team fights, he didn't.
Yeah.
I guess now it shows. I mean, he's got 0 kills.
Yep.
Nothing else now to say. I mean, a little bit emotional now.
Anyways, so Millennium, go ahead and let's take a look at the schedule, see if we have it here. So Millennium will be playing Titans at 6:30 today. 6:30 Dubai time as well, of course. And at the same time, we won't be able to cast that game, as we will be casting at 6:30 E-Lab versus the winner of Group G, which is Zombie Gang Homies versus Obvious Symphony. But if you stay tuned at 5, so which is around 30 minutes from now, we'll be casting winners of Group A, which were Hakuna Matata versus Bendover. Another interesting game, and Bendover, which were former finalists on a previous CSL tournament here. And thanks you very much, and stay tuned.
Thank you.